these, you can check out twitchcon.tiltify.com. And it looks like we are ready with our Mega Man 5 race with Darkman78 and FeralPigMan.
You said...
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Who's ready for some Mega Man 5?
Yeah.
Woo!
Can we hear some excitement?
I hear some excitement.
All of you are lying because this game's not that. Nah, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm a big fan of this game. I think it's a video game and it's pretty good. Let's play Mega Man 5.
Yeah. Shall I give a countdown? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so this is Mega Man 5. This was the 5th Mega Man game. Good commentary so far.
Insightful.
Yeah, so we're going to Starman first. This is one of those Mega Man games where there is one route, no questions asked. We're going to go Star first and then proceed around the weakness wheel after that. The reason we're going to Star first is because, well, this stage kind of sucks. But also, in addition to getting the Star Crash weapon for beating this stage, we also get the Super Arrow, which is maybe the best thing that anyone's ever invented. But for now, all we have is the Buster and some neat space physics.
Yeah, the low gravity here is really annoying to work with, and they're going to be grabbing this letter. Both of them are great, so neither of them are going to be doing beat skip. They're going to be collecting 8 letters across all 8 Robot Master stages to get beat for mostly the Wily Capsule fight at the very end, which is really random and really annoying.
I did hear, though, that if Walrus's 100% incentive gets met, they have to start over and do beatless, so...
That is true.
Just keep that in mind.
I think we're like $2,000 off of that right now.
Something like that. So the thing to keep in mind with the movement in this game is that, so you have Charge Buster in this game, but the Buster won't charge up while you're sliding. So if you ever see them, you know, maybe not sliding as smoothly as you think they should, they're probably charging the Buster. I just gave you both an excuse. You're welcome.
Yeah. They're going to be abusing Starman's shield here, just getting up right up into space, having Buster, like, go through.
What shield?
Yeah, there is no shield here.
Nice shot, dude.
Shot. Can't believe it.
And my man Feral takes the lead, dude. Forever.
So then they're both going to jump to the middle, because that's the fastest place to be, because Mega Man will just jump right up. Looks like both of them attempted anti-grab. Now we're moving on. So now they have Star Crash, which is a cool shield weapon that we'll see get used in like 14 stages or something like that. 14 stages from now, not in 14 stages. It's not quite that good.
They'll be in the Gravity Man fight.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the Super Arrow is what really cracks this game wide open. It's basically a plunger arrow that you can fly on. What they attempted to do to balance it was make it that drains ammo really fast, but I mean, we can fix that, so.
Yeah, Super Arrow is an amazing weapon and really good for utility. So it costs 2 energy to cast initially, although 1 is fine if you only have 1. And then it consumes energy when in motion, provided Mega Man is standing on it. So you're going to see these guys doing some really sick conservation strats where they might like jump at the beginning of Arrow's movement because it's slow to accelerate. Or they might like kind of grind in front of it by just holding forward. And this will cause Mega Man to fall off, but then Arrow just clips them back on. So by constantly going back and forth between standing and not standing, they're saving energy. These gravity transitions, by the way, are super hard to optimize. You want to jump at like the exact moment to kind of keep your speed going through.
Yeah, getting the momentum through the gravity swaps it's very technical, especially when sliding is involved. Because if you're sliding through a transition, you get this like weird stutter. Speaking of weird stutters, neither of them got a weird stutter on that ladder. Now they're switching to Star Crash to take on Gravity Man. So in this fight, they're going to be, I believe, attempting 1 cool cycle skip, in addition to just hitting the boss as much as they can.
See the new tech. Come on, Feral. Oh.
Oh, not quite.
Close enough.
And then you bash your head in Gravity Man, and that's a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, so that fight's completely scripted. You just have to know where to be, where to go, where to shoot.
It was a close race.
As expected from these two amazing Mega Man 5 celebrities.
Yeah.
This is really good.
So our third stage in the order is Gyro Man stage. Gyro Man stage has a lot of small platforms and open pits, most of which we're going to be skipping with the Super Arrow. This stage has probably the first of our like really interesting and technical Super Arrow placements that you're going to see at the end of this really long, really boring auto-scroller. Yawn. This auto-scroller sucks.
Yeah.
It's so long.
Yeah. Two
It's
arrows
like
there.
so many single digits of seconds.
Yeah.
And then you get that slick arrow setup.
Get the right energy. Yep.
Nice.
One arrow is all you need.
Oh, Feral fell off that one. More arrows here. Again, arrow is a weapon too, so it can kill enemies. So Buster's really good in this game. It was mentioned earlier that you can't like progress the charge of Buster while sliding, but what's amazing about Buster here is not only does it do 3 damage, if it lands the killing blow on an enemy, it actually pierces through that enemy and then hits the next enemy behind it. So if you're attacking a chain of enemies, say 5 enemies, and they all have 3 health or less, it will kill all of them in one blow. So oftentimes you'll see these guys opt to use Buster rather than pretty much any other weapon in the game.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a joke that Mega Man 5 has a lot of Buster and Super Arrow usage and not much other weapons aside for boss fights for weaknesses. And
You want to be careful on those platforms there. If you move wrong, you can actually get your jump input eaten. What's really interesting about this game... actually, let's do the Gyro Man fight first, and then we'll talk about slide mechanics. So this is the Gyro Man fight. They're going to tap the shoot button, then wait, and then tap the shoot button, and then wait some more.
You have to be careful not to tap too fast, though. This guy's iframes.
Yeah.
And it looks like Darkman tapped too fast.
That's a big oof from
It's
me.
a chronic problem for him.
But Feral's a tap master.
So in this game, you can jump out of slides. You can jump out of slides at essentially any time you like. This isn't Mega Man 6 where you have to cancel the slide first. There are 3 exceptions to this rule. You can't jump out of a slide while you're underneath a ladder, while you're behind a foreground cloud, or while you're underwater. So these runners are going to have to keep that in mind when they're doing movement in those sorts of sections to be kind of switching their movement option palette in their head to make sure that they don't try to cancel a slide where they shouldn't. Next up is Crystal Man stage. This stage is impossible.
Yeah, there's actually a huge death warp in this stage, but these guys are cool, so they're going to play it.
Yeah.
Feral's coming up to this pretty hard arrow to place. He wants to go under the ceiling, but dodge those balls and make it across these crystals. Very nice.
And you want to save, I believe, exactly 5 arrow here, so that you can do 1 up onto that ladder,
Yeah.
and then 2 onto this
2 here.
screen.
Yep.
Oh.
Whoop.
Well, we're good.
Good enough.
So you want to walk here to get the right crystal cycle, then do a nice little rush jet jump there to just sail over that Joe. Rush jet jumps are going to be a common thing that you're going to see for the rest of this game. Rush jet in this game is super great. We're going to see some safety E-tanks.
Ah.
That's a good strat. That E-tank loses so little time that it would be honestly silly not to go for in a marathon.
Yeah, it's like less than a second to ensure you pretty much don't die to any boss fight.
Yeah. So then after the safety E-tank, they grabbed an M-tank. That is, I don't know what the M actually stands for, but that's going to refill all of their weapons and their health. Those are going to be super critical in the later stages of this game where they aren't getting between stage refills anymore. Because we want to be using the super arrow literally everywhere, so...
All right, so this fight's going to start with an immediate deboost. They're going to try to despawn these initial bullets, and this will help with lag. And it's just a lot of baiting him around and shooting gyro. So gyro is something they can actually aim up or down, and they can choose when it starts to move up or down. So
Yeah.
there is some tech there. There's some
It's
invisible
a pretty
inputs.
tricky. It's a pretty tricky weapon to use because you have to tap up or down to make it move up or down when you want it to. But keep in mind they are also jumping and sliding and climbing up ladders in this game, so you have to be doing both of those at once, which is it can be fairly difficult, especially with some of the like dense sliding and jumping movement in this game.
All right, so who's going to get the God Napalm?
I believe.
stage is everything, man. Tigers. Tigers. Another tiger.
In this long hallway that FeralPigMan is in, they're going to do a cycle skip here. By taking down these big drills real fast, they can get through it with just seeing 2 of them. If you're playing casually, you'll probably see at least 3.
Yeah, you have to be very careful with those drills. So those are actually spikes, which will kill you in 1 hit.
Oh.
And I think something we haven't mentioned yet is this game has really long iframes.
Yeah.
So you need to be really careful spacing out your buster shots, or any weapon really, to make sure attacks are connecting.
This song's so good.
Yeah. Scary letter here, I guess.
Yeah.
Both got it.
Yeah, so they need all 8 of those letters to get beat. So if they miss one in, say, this stage or in the really long auto-scroller in Waveman stage, well, that's just heck. It's not good, and you don't want to see it in a marathon run.
So Feral was going for a really hard strat in the previous screen using Crystal Eye, but Darkman went for the much safer approach using Gravity Hold, which just makes quick work of pretty much everything on screen. Kind of like Rain Flush from Mega Man 4.
But the real question, where are the Mizzle's eyes?
Ooh. In the center.
So this is the Napalm Man fight. This is one of my favorite fights in the game. It's just a lot of fast moving and dodging, and just you want to just lay on the shots right at the tail end of those iframes, and it looks real smooth when you do it right. Jeez, this race is close.
Yeah, they're like 1 second apart.
Yeah,
5
about.
robots in. This is actually really impressive. This
Yeah.
is great.
Do we have time for a donation?
We do.
We have $25 from Cetra Blues, who says, "Love you, GDQ. Let's meet that Mega Man X incentive."
So on this screen, they have 3 tricky jumps. That's 1, that's 2, and then nice little damage boost there is 3. Very nice done on both of those. In this game, the Mets explode into smaller Mets. They're kind of adorable, but also kind of annoying, so hopefully they don't have too much trouble navigating those.
Here's a quick detour to get the letter here. This is actually like one of the slowest letters in the entire game. Every other letter is pretty much on the way, taking no more than maybe a second, but that's in a completely different room with 2 screen transitions. Nice robot Metroids there.
Yeah. Very smooth arrow placement from FeralPigMan, just easily taking out that falling enemy. And the smooth arrow jump, very nice.
Energy still looking good for both.
Yeah, you need 5 more here as well to get 3 arrows off, take you all the way to the top of the screen. If you place your final arrow too high on the top of the screen, you actually won't be able to ride it. So they're trying to be pretty careful to hit not a super difficult window of arrow placement height, but it's a window that they have to be aware of.
Arrow's kind of funny because when you use it, you typically create a ton of lag since there are so many sprites on screen, and the arrow itself is a sprite. You might have like 2 or 3 arrows flying alongside you. Generally, they're going to like aim 1 arrow to the left or something, so it goes off screen when they move to the right. But arrow just moves so fast that even with the lag, the pixels you displace just make it worth it.
So Darkman going for the more difficult napalm strat there. FeralPigMan taking a tiny bit safer with the gravity strat. Not a huge difference, and as you can see, they are still neck and neck into this fight. Do we have happy stones?
Not happy for Darkman. And happy for Feral, kind of. So this fight's pretty random. The guy can either be a pile of rubble, which you can't attack, or he can just be happy and jump around.
Pigman throwing out 3 napalm there. That's not just spam for fun. What that actually is warding off a glitch called the arrow glitch, which can make your arrows just kind of lose their contact box, and it's weird. But if you fire 3 napalm, the next 3 arrows you fire won't have that issue, which is good because you need a bunch of arrows in the next stage.
Yeah, not accounting for that can be a big nightmare in Charge Man. So this stage is immediately going to start with arrows.
This is it right here. This is the stage.
Yeah, this is it.
This separates the men from the boys and the gods from the men.
This separates the man from the man, if you will.
one of them's going to become a god here today.
Yeah, so this stage is just full of tricky arrow placements, multi-arrowing, arrowing across screens, sliding and dodging on arrows. It's a whole stage. And then when they get to the end of this very long arrow ride,
We have
switch
the
to
chicken
Crystal.
room.
The chicken room, which, how do you want to dedicate the chicken room?
I dedicate this chicken room to my boy Chelny, Mega Man 11 God,
Chelny Frog 1.
Chelny Frog 2.
Chelny Frog 3?
Chelny Frog 4.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the animal room is really tricky. There's just so many of those small enemies that you have to hit. And if you miss one, your rhythm's just off.
So both of these runners were hoping for a lucky drop at the end of the chicken room. If they got a lucky drop, they could have switched to arrow early and then flown over this last screen, but they'll be proceeding with Buster because neither of them got the drop.
The God Arrow, as we like to call
Yeah.
it. Because, oh God, it's fast.
It's also pretty difficult to place. It's like 2 pixels, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, this fight.
It.
This
So
fight.
originally this fight, so he's weak to Power Stone, but you can't use Power Stone when the stones are still out. So they're going to be kind of baiting Charge around and using stones in precise spots such that the stones will all connect with him and despawn as soon as possible so they can get another shot off immediately. Otherwise, they have to pause to cancel.
That's one of the most technical fights in this game. It doesn't look it, but it's really tough to do
Yeah,
well.
this is really difficult.
It's a super advanced strat to be doing some of those stones without pause canceling. If you're a scrub like me, you just pause cancel all of them. And now we have Charge Kick, the best robot master weapon in the series, because it just makes your slide better. And we speedrunners love sliding, so it's perfect.
Yeah, so they're going to open up Waveman here with Charge Kick immediately.
Not quite immediately.
Immediately enough.
Yeah, they
Go
want
through
to
this stuff.
conserve ammo. Because the thing with Charge Kick is the shoot button doesn't actually do anything. It just powers up your slide when you use it. So you can't choose to not waste ammo on a slide, which is why they took their time on menuing to Charge Kick and used the Buster for a little while instead. On this screen that Darkman's headed into, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, bubble skip here. So the intended method to get through here is to stand on those big bubbles, but as long as Mega Man's standing on a bubble at like a certain spot when going up the screen,
Oh my god.
he can just force transitions and, oh yeah.
Oh, that's
no.
painful.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that.
You hate to see that.
So-
Feral
happen.
Pigman doing boat skip right now. That's a fairly precise trick that can soft lock if you do it wrong. And has now despawned Mega Man's hitbox. To just chill out in this auto-scroller.
Yeah,
I'm happy Darkman gave us the scenic route. Love those big bubbles.
For a little perspective, that arrow skip saves about 12 seconds, I want to say?
Yeah, something like that. So Feral's coming up to the mini-boss here. This guy just goes up and down, forward and back. Hitting this guy is actually really difficult.
Yeah,
like
the
the
hitbox
turnarounds
is
you have to do.
tiny.
Yeah.
And especially if you're playing casually, you're going to be riding that boat. You don't get the charge with the boat, so you just have to be pelting it with buster shots. Having just regular old Mega Man here makes things a lot easier. And then in the second half of the auto-scroller, they are both going to be extremely careful to make sure they grab the final letter. Because if they don't, they're either going beatless or doing an entire auto-scroller again. Their choice. Neither option good.
And Feral gets the letter. Hopefully Darkman can match this.
Nice drop.
Darkman gets it. Both have beat now. And Feral's going into the Waveman fight. He is going to kick Waveman a bunch, and Waveman's gonna die.
Yep. This fight can be tricky if you take a lot of damage in the stage because you have to make contact with the boss, but the boss deals contact damage. But I generally find the best strat to be to just go fast and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's annoying too because the water spouts also block you from kicking through it. So if he water spouts like in front of him as you're kicking towards him, you'll just take damage. All right, so the 8 robots are down. We are now going into the first of 2 castle segments. starting with Dark 1. Shout out to Darkman. He's going to be fighting himself a lot. So, as mentioned earlier, there is persistent energy across these stages. So they're going to care a lot about weapon usage, especially Super Arrow.
Yeah. They're only 16 seconds apart right now, by the way. That is not a lead that can't be made up. In this game, anything goes. With how much is going on in this castle, how many precise arrow shots.
Oh, and
I spoke way too soon.
Dark 1 claims a victim.
Went for the two-framer.
The first screen here is really hard.
Yeah.
And now it's frame for frame.
Why did I bother doing math?
I don't know.
You think we would have learned our lesson about math during Picross earlier, but...
Darkman going for Crouching Tiger, hidden rush jet, fails it, but Feral gets it, takes the lead again.
Holy moly.
So those tigers are really difficult to work with. If you press shoot, they will actually be baited to jump at you. So oftentimes you'll just see them, you won't even see them like shooting something. They'll just be doing whatever to bait the tigers forward to kill them easier.
Yeah, this is basically the stage of rush jet jumps. There's so many of them.
Lots of jet usage.
Nice little damage boost there, then another rush jet jump. So a really interesting thing about rush jet jumps is that the game actually lags more when Rush is moving vertically. So they want to ration out their vertical movement, because sometimes getting that extra little bit of height doesn't actually make it faster. These flying enemies, the easiest way to dodge them is to ignore them.
They are tied right now, man.
Yeah.
This is insane. This boss is maybe going to change it because this boss is super annoying. Just wave shots here, but when they time the wave shots is pretty precise.
Whew. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, this
Wow.
race. You can clap for that.
Shoutouts to Darkman for teaching Feral one of those rush jumps today.
Man, I'm really into this race right
Yeah.
now. Like the first
Yeah.
20 minutes I was super passive, you know, just Mega Man 5, but
This is a race
got
now, that's for sure.
an actual race here.
Darkman also defeating the first of the Darkmen, moving his way up the Darkman ladder, proving himself as the one true Darkman. But I mean, as we all know, 78 is larger than 4, so... An attempt at a rush jet jump was made. The columns with ladders in them are really tricky, honestly. Getting inside those one-tile gaps can be a huge pain. Also, Met trains are the best form of Met in the entire series. Do not at me.
All right, they really don't want to die here.
No.
These conveyors are super scary to slide along. Good stuff.
Looking good. Then some fully charged shots in this room.
Yeah, a D boost.
Very nice.
That was looking really scary for Feral.
Yeah. Coming up, this room with the columns and the dropping enemies. Some really precise slides to get across these gaps.
Yep, and much like the Tigers, pressing shoot here also baits those guys to start being active, even if you're not close enough.
So after they deal with this room with the Tigers, their hard work in the Robot Masters is finally going to pay off, and now we get to see Beat, the best bird. Beat is great. It's for people who want to play Mega Man but don't want to play Mega Man. So you just make Beat do it for you.
Yeah, Beat's automatic here, but there's actually a lot of player control that goes into this.
Yeah.
So they're spacing themselves out from the boss to make sure that the attacks don't go through iframes. Beat's only going to attack again when going back to Mega Man. If they're jumping around, Beat's not going to attack. Beat waits for like Mega Man to be still in terms of his Y position.
Yeah, Beat has a home position behind Mega Man's shoulder and has to get there and stay there before he'll attack again. They want to be careful with their Beat ammo. Not because they'll need more of it later, they have M-tanks for that, but the more Beat you end up wasting, the longer you spend waiting for that M-tank refill. This is Dark 3, this is maybe the hardest stage in the game.
Yeah, this is the stage.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be flying so much and skipping so many long screens. If either of them takes a death here or run out of Super Arrow, then the time loss could be significant.
Yeah, this is it, basically. They're going to do, I think, 4 different long arrows, M-tanking in the middle. Nice little strat there from Darkman. Here's our first long arrow. They're going to use 2 arrows, one matched up with the roof of that building. And then they're going to save what ammo they can. Depending on how much ammo they end up with, they can optimize that ladder climb with an additional arrow. But they're mostly saving. They want at least 3 here to throw 2 arrows. Looks like Darkman didn't quite get the placement he wanted. It might work, though. Oh,
Good enough, good enough.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't even know you could do that.
And M-tanking here, so they can then use more arrow. Gonna fly over this screen. Go for that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and this guy. And then go over this guy.
Ooh.
And then a precise arrow here to not run into any enemies and be able to also slide under that guy. Okay, okay,
my
they both made it through.
That was absolutely awesome. That stage is so difficult. So this is Dark 3. He's a jerk. You don't want to get hit by his Cheerios. They're the breakfast cereal of people who like time loss.
Yeah, these Cheerios are made of like Elmer's super glue or something. And Mega Man just freezes there forever.
Yeah, and with that, we still have a close race despite Dark 3's best efforts. Gotta hand it to these runners. They're doing awesomely right now.
All right, Dark 4 is a very short stage. It's a tower. They're going to be shooting blocks. You need every block on the bottom row for the tower to be able to ascend. So they're just going to go through these crazy buster sequences, breaking down as many blocks as they can each cycle.
Yeah,
but they need to be
really
careful.
Precise jumps. And a lot of really precise mashing like you just saw in Pigman's stream. These blocks can be kind of jerks, though. You can totally hit it square in the face and nothing will happen sometimes.
This screen is so easy to die on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Proto Man. What? Whoa. It's my son. I mean, all of them are my son, but like.
Hey, that's me, by the way.
That's Darkman.
It's other Proto Man.
Oh my god, there's 2 Proto Mans? What's going on?
It's Darkman.
Whoa! The final showdown here. Darkman versus Darkman. Also, FeralPigMan versus Darkman and FeralPigMan versus Darkman. Anyways.
It's the Darkman Civil War, man. Feral with 4 health.
Oh my gosh.
So, that boss does a lot of damage.
And then they're going to line themselves up on a specific pixel on the floor so that this cutscene starts as fast as possible. This cutscene right here is why you want to be using the Japanese version of this game. You save, I believe, 18 seconds? Something like that. It's
about
pretty
18.
significant.
Yeah. All right, so now going into the Wily Castle.
Oh my god, it was Dr. Wily all along. Wow.
I'd
so
like to
surprised.
interrupt for 1 second. We're less than $1,000 away from Mega Man X 100%. And you have to get that in before this run is over, so we still have a little bit of time. And I know Wallace Prime would really love to play Mega Man X 100%. What about you, crowd?
Yeah.
Guys.
You want to see Hundo.
You want to see Hundo.
Hundo is the category for Mega Man X. Also, if we meet Hundo before Wily 4, I hear there might be some beat lists.
Yeah. And you want to see a man die on armadillo cards for 3 minutes. You absolutely want Hundo.
You do.
It's good content.
They're going to grab an M-Tank right away in this stage. God, this song is so good. Mega Man 5 soundtrack owns.
I agree. Starman's my favorite.
That's an opinion.
It's the best take I have.
It certainly is hot. Anyways, some precise buster shots in here. As you saw, FeralPigMan just hit 3 bird cannons with 1 stone buster shot. And now here's this arrow.
M-Tank into the haircut arrow. Arrow just high enough to go through here. Not touch the spikes. Grinding on the arrow for energy conservation.
What did you call the arrow?
Haircut arrow. Mega
That's
Man
an
got a
amazing
haircut.
name, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then another precise arrow in this conveyor cog room. Just high enough to cross over these highest platforms. Then pause cancel back to Buster for lag reduction and for using the Buster. Wouldn't be a Mega Man game without a Crusher room.
Yeah, and this is basically the one screen where mashing kind of matters. You don't need super fast mash, but just enough to make it through this last cycle that Feral got through. And let's see if Darkman can also do it.
Chicken red.
Very nice.
Feral fails the chicken jump, unfortunately, but Darkman will get it. Oh, he does! Yeah! The chicken jump!
Most important strat in the game. So coming up is Big Pets. Big Pets is a boss that they are going to be fighting in a very normal, very intended way.
Yeah, so if you're next to Big Pets here, when one of his lower, like, pigs damage you, you'll just zip up, and then you can continuously deal damage to his head from up there.
Yep. And this makes the fight ridiculously fast compared to doing it.
Oh my
Darkman!
God.
Oh, Darkman! Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
Oh gosh. FeralPigman is picking up a bit of a lead here, but it is nothing that Darkman can't come back from. There's a lot left to be done in this game, for sure.
Yeah, it's not over. Darkman can make up this deficit. And in Wily 2, there's definitely room for pretty big error. Lots of places you can die, and this is the stage with water,
Yeah.
which means you can't slide out of a slide jump, or you can't jump out of a slide jump, excuse me.
I like
you have to cancel slides.
I like to call this the Mega Man 6 room, because if you're good at
Yeah.
Mega Man 6, you'll be good at this room. This was my best room when I ran Mega Man 5, so. Yeah, lots of precise movement here, dealing with the water physics, dealing with the lack of slides, trying to hit these Mets with buster shots, just lone buster shots, try and deal with them before they can do anything to you. And again, they can't just quick hop out of a slide to shoot the Met. They have to be doing it in between slides.
Feral was sweating there, man.
Oh.
Oh! All right.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
That room is tough.
So Feral takes a D-boost there to get through that bat. And then kills Squeaks over here. Continues through. So is Darkman's muscle memory good? Oh, yep. He went for the M-Tank again. That's the classic Wily T right there. You die, and you're so used to getting that M-Tank, you just do it again.
Yep.
Even though it's not there.
FeralPigman attempting to fly the coop. Not quite getting it. That's all right, though. Then another rush jet jump.
Quick movement check here.
Woo!
Sliding under that Stomper guy.
I did not know that was possible. Nice.
And now we got the best boss in all of Mega Man.
Circling Q9.
Circling Q9.
So good they brought it back.
Can you believe that this guy got an upgrade for Mega Man 11? I'm so happy about it.
All right, good fight there.
Talk about a glow up. Yeah, so Circling Q9 is super random pattern-wise, so FeralPigman adapted on the fly there to do what he just did, and it was really impressive.
Yeah, you don't know when those gates are going to necessarily open at the beginning. There's like a few patterns, so you can kind of guess, but you may or may not be right. All right, Vic, do you want to talk about this stage?
Oh man, we got so many refights to get through. We're just gonna start with Napalm, just for flavor, I think.
Yeah.
I like the flavor of napalm.
Very nice Q9 fight from Darkman, by the way. If everyone was watching Pigman fight
Yeah.
Napalm,
Right.
let's see this stuff.
Yeah, so Napalm's teleporter's gone. Feral can place a precise arrow here, and he's trying to slide, do a one-frame turnaround, getting through the wall, skipping all the other refights, and right into press.
You should clap for that. You
Yeah,
really should.
That's difficult. So Wily Press here can go back and forth either 3, 5, or 7 times. If he goes back and forth 5 times and keeps going back and forth, Feral knows for sure he's doing a 7. So then he can prepare with an arrow climb and then go for 2 hits. There's also a setup here where you can go for a triple hit, but looks like neither player will elect to do that. Maybe Darkman will be an absolute madman and will. But
That's mostly some Baron Haynes strats,
Yeah.
so. Shoutouts to Baron Haynes.
There it is.
Is very good at this video game. Does a lot of the strat dev, a lot of the hard work to make these speedruns look the way they do. He's probably retasked this game more times than I've played it, honestly.
All right, so Darkman missed the shot there. This guy's hitbox really sucks.
Yeah.
Before the refight skip, you actually had to, you go through the refights, and gravity's weak to star. So you couldn't afford to miss a single shot on this boss back in the day. But I'm sure Darkman is very grateful right now for that refight skip.
So into final Wily here. 2 phases. The first one you fight with Super Arrow. And then the second one we're going to be fighting with Beat, which I think is just awesome that they use both of the special weapons for these fights. The Super Arrow fight is really difficult, trying to time your Super Arrow shots to hit at the end of iframes with like the Super Arrows having that acceleration phase and everything. It's a lot.
Yeah, optimizing that fight's so hard because the machine's moving forward and back. It's using like the suck attack every now and then that's affecting your movement, your dodging stuff, Arrow's acceleration.
Now Beat. So Pigman stood back with Beat there to get Beat to track right away. Beat can do up to 2.5 hits per cycle, where a half hit is Beat tracking Wily to his next spawn. Ideally, you want to be hitting 2.5 every time. If you don't track to Wily going to a high position, you won't be able to do a double hit at all.
This fight's really difficult.
Yeah. And time is coming up.
Yeah, controlling Beat's really hard. Have to keep in mind your position, Wily's spawn position, when you're jumping, all that good stuff. And time is coming up very soon for Feral. Look, he's down 1 energy, so... Okay, he's going for a Buster kill.
Beatless strats.
And time.
Nice. And he got the 34, dude.
34.59. Not bad at all.
Amazing.
Really sick run by Feral.
Yeah.
Really sick.
Darkman flexing his Beat skills over here. You have to line up Beat very precisely to hit Wily. You can't be too close, can't be too far. You use jumps, movement to try and get Beat just to go the right way that you want to get those 2.5 hit cycles.
All right, and time's about to come up for Darkman. 2 hits away. This round should end it.
Yep.
Time.
Oh. 35.46. Very, very nice, both of you. That was an awesome race. Mega Man 5 is a beast to be reckoned with in the Classic series. It doesn't get the respect it deserves in my IMO, but it's a wonderful game with wonderful speed tech. It has such a depth to it, and both of these runners just demonstrated incredible skill, so...
So there's something else to clap about, because Mega Man X 100% has been met.
Yeah!
Big day! Walrus Prime is very, very relieved right now.
Big day.
Big day.
Big day.
I think that was the best Mega Man 5 race we've had at a GDQ.
It was pretty gosh darn good.
That was really good. We've had like 3 or 4 of them. This was really good.
This one was really good.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
We're done here.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mega
Stay
Man
tuned
5.
for Mega Man X 100%.
Good job, team.
Or enjoy this credits music.
We
up
did
to
it.
you.
We did do it.
We did it.
All of
We
us
did
here.
it.
Well, that was a great Mega Man 5 race. And coming up next, we're going to have Mega Man X 100%, also known as Walrus Prime is relieved %. And we have a lot of donations for that Mega Man X run. We have $100 from Chadwick saying, Mega Man 100% hype. We can do a little louder. Hype! And we have $25 from the Blue Magician who says, gotta do my part for that 100% Mega Man X run. $25 from Kip who says, you mean I can donate and get more Mega Man X? We have $100 from Edo Bean saying, gotta see my boy Walrus run Mega Man X 100% as well as dodging those bees. And we have 100 from an anonymous donor who says 1 hundo for 1 hundo. 25 from Vice of Arcadia who says Mega Man X 100%. Here we go. We have $200 from the 8-Bit Drummer. If you're into drumming streams, I would recommend checking out his stream. And he says, let's rock this marathon. Mega Man X hype! But we are not done with donation incentives. We have a $50 donation from Scotty Hogue, who says, got to have Castlevania close to Halloween. It's even spookier blindfolded. And our bonus game, Symphony of the Night, would be played right after Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. So you have about 2.5 hours. It needs $15,000, and we're currently a little less than halfway there at $7,156.28. But I think we can make it, chat. I think we can do it. Remember, if you want to check out the schedule or any upcoming donation incentives or prizes, you can go to the GamesDoneQuick.com website. Oh, and the Mega Man X 100% donations are not done. There was $500 from Mountain 329. That is clapworthy, yes. Gotta see that X 100%. Oh, and we have $10 from the man behind Mega Man 5, Dr. Wily, saying, bring it, chumps. We have $50 from Kino Suave, who says, wishing I could be at TwitchCon this year, but we'll just have to settle with watching from home this time. Best to the runners, and this one goes to Mega Man X 100%. We have $10 from Wolfang, who says, Mega Man X, power up. We have $100 from Shin Genso, who says, an unexpected GDQ event. Express my money directly to those charities. And this unexpected GDQ event is Games Done Quick Express, also known as GDQx. And the charities being supported are Able Gamers, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the Call of Duty Endowment, Direct Relief, Doctors Without Borders, Extra Life, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Save the Children, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and To Write Love in Her Arms. It is also worth noting that, as usual, the Yeti is having a t-shirt sale. To check out the t-shirts being sold, the profits for each t-shirt will go to the charity. And it is theyetee.com. THEYETEE.com. And we have $25 from Inco, who says, hey, folks, first-time donator here. Thanks for all you do for the gaming community and being just a super upbeat and chill event all the time. Keep up the excellent work. And I missed one of the Mega Man X donations. We have a $5 donation from Lindsay Lane King, or LLK, our very talented banner artist, who says, hey, you ever make a sandwich and say, sandwich, we need some 100% Mega Man X? And the sandwich's like, pfft, there's no sandwich beam in that game. And you're all, hey, buddy, you can't say that. In fact, you can't say anything. You're a sandwich. Be more polite. And the sandwich is all, make me. You're like, I did make you. Literally. You're a sandwich. In fact, that's the crux of this whole discussion. You're watching Camera Done Screwy live. We're having a little too much fun here. You're going to have to tone down the fun by 10%, according to GDQ standards.